Hello. Good morning, everyone. Another day, another stream. So, I'm just gonna continue what I've started. And from what I see, what I did yesterday will not even be seen. So, but let's just say it's for practice. So, just just to try to define what style of neurons I wanted to do. Filling that gap. Hey, what's up? Sorry guys, I was so absorbed. Still sipping my coffee and I'm like half asleep, so. But I'll get there. Computer Fighter, that's a badass name. How you going, guys? Hi, Computer Fighter. What you mean a shout out? You mean a hello? Yeah, sure. I'm just hoping it won't crash, but yeah. It's coming along, but that's the thing. Like I'm taking forever to finish this. From time to time, I like to do my own projects just to see like how far I can push my skills. But yeah, that's the thing with those projects. Usually, yeah, I refine them so much that it will take a lot of time. I think that's it. Oh, you bet. Just give me a second. I just wanna. There's the thing. Like I got a few meshes with pose because I wanted to. That arm. But yeah, that's the thing. I got so many subtools, but some of them are useless. I'll need to clean them up. That's a skull cap. I may there's supposed to be an arm in there. Well, you know, first off, maybe I can show you this. It's the whole. Wait. Feels like I was not so well prepared. Yeah, the basic idea is like, holy shit. The basic idea is like, you know, I got this big monster where this kind of cyber chick is actually sitting on top, and she's like attacking him, and yeah, basically those tentacles will get will be filled like with poison, and that's the thing. One of the things I want to try out for this is actually do I don't know if you ever heard about the software called RealFlow. It's to make fluids, and basically I would actually splash fluids onto the back of the creature underneath. So just like if it's a little bit like a like venom, like the symbiote, like for Marvel or something, something liquid. And then actually I would, once it's flattened, I would actually freeze it on the beast and try to 3D print it just to see how it turns out. Okay, we're starting to see something. So like you can see, the beast still needs to be done. And yeah, like the beast, I want it to be like some kind of a soul catcher. So like in his armor, you will get like all kind of faces and arms sticking out and stuff like that. Something really that we're not used to see. I just want to remove like all those I got like a mini overlapping subtool, so because I don't know if you saw like since the first time I started streaming, but I'm kind of like separating like all the pieces one by one, and then remeshing everything in 3D Max. So that's why I got like a kind of a lot of overlapping. Yeah, thanks. It's I don't know. I don't think it will be horror. I think I love horror, but I don't know. Wait. I think one of my main inspiration was actually Metal Gear Solid. I wanted to create like my own boss, and after playing around, then I don't know, like I started like to see other stuff like online, and starting like to brainstorm my ideas, and then it came out but something like this. So that's the thing. It's so messy right now, but I'm getting there slowly. It's revealing itself. Okay. Like you can see, like some of the parts are not like yet placed. But yeah, definitely like as soon as I'll get a little bit of time, I will just clean up my subtools, because even for me it's starting to become like a nightmare to work with. And yeah, I've tried like many different things. And yeah, another thing I want to show you is like I got this alternate kind of version of the heads. I saw like many of the collectible prints, they do many head variants, and I'm no different. There's like one version like this without the bottom part. Come on, man. Sorry if it's taking so long to unwrap. Yeah. So there's like with only like the bottom part hidden, and then there's like the so many parts. And that's one of the things, like I didn't discuss it like before, but I'll do like a final version of the helmet that it's all opened up. Like, you know, one of the things that I like is oh man, thanks. Yeah, one of the alternate version that I want to make of the helmet is like you know, you saw like the like I've said, like Metal Gear is actually one of my inspiration. And like Raiden or like any ninja from Metal Gear, they actually have like those helmet opening up and then, you know, closing down. So it doesn't look like that. Like it's not like super clear, but all my parts are meant to go like in this different direction, like kind of a next kind of shape. And that's why we got like this cut in the middle. So like I'll do like the last version once my pieces are all done. I will do like an open up, like an open helmet kind of approach. So yeah, hopefully it will be cool. Okay. So that's my chick's face, and yeah, one of the version is actually with this on, and yeah, there was like this other part going over her nose, but so yeah, still like super messy, but yeah. Yeah, yeah, my process is you know, is kind of like kind of messy right now, like because that's the thing, like usually it's like for what I like to do is I start with like a sphere or whatever, you know, something really basic, and I just like to sketch with in ZBrush, because some of the guys from the art surface, like they start like doing like primitive shapes, like in Fusion or Max or whatever, like in other software. But for me, I rather keep my basically when I sculpt, like I don't have like a specific design in mind. I kind of like to figure it out like as I go, and I don't want to be constrained by modeling. How can I say this? Like the art surface constraint. Usually, you know, I wanna keep everything sharp with angles, but I rather like go and experiment quite a bit to know just to see if it works out or not. So that's why like my videos sometimes, like I will work on a specific part, and then in the next video I'm actually washing away everything and just redoing it. That's the reason why, like, because I try to just like a sketch, you know, it doesn't have like any value. I just want to experiment and try to find out my ideas. So that's why sometimes it becomes really messy, because I'm just trying out like a new approach. But yeah, it's sorry if it's confusing. I hope it answers like your question. And so that's why, like, even this, you know, you see like there's like those mollies like on top, like a few of them. It's just like because right now I don't have like I didn't figure out like how I'm gonna place them and to have like a nice silhouette, and at the same time I want to make like try to make everything like functional. Same thing with that pad in front. Like I'm not even sure I'm gonna keep it in the end. But like I've said, like the whole idea behind it is actually to polish my skills and see like how far can I push for my character, like to, you know, my skills, and see like how I can improve with like a pose character. And at the same time I'm learning like 3D print, so it's so yeah, I hope and you know, you see like stuff like that, like one side is more defined just because, you know, I'm gonna probably do a retopo on it, clean it up, and then you know, duplicate it, flip it, and then match it to the other leg. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So like you can see, like it's not super well defined, but like the main idea is like she got those claws where they got like venom going in, and that's how she would actually like grip onto a monster, and like just like a snake like would actually you know, like man, I can't find my words this morning, but like, you know, inject the venoms like inside of the creature. And that's why like the bold backpack, I wanted like to be like some kind of reservoir with like the tentacles going in. So yeah, so I'm just gonna head back to my neurons, which are here. Yeah, slowly building up, and yeah, well, that's the whole idea. You like, you know, I rather like be a lot more creative, and after that worry about the cleaning it up and having like technical constraints. Because for me, like I'm like I don't know if I would call it like more traditional, but it's like one of my main focus when I sculpt is really contrast. Um, I'm a big advocate of what I don't know if you know like the artist called Michael Matisse, which he did like the force drawing and that sort of stuff. Like he talks a lot about you know, like the if you're doing like a post character, how everything should shift depending on gravity and all of that. And the book that I bought like recently is actually the one on anatomy. I can't remember what's the exact name, but you see like a body with like muscles on top. And one of the things that he talks quite a bit in the book is actually how everything is a contrast on the human body. Like there's no parallel lines. It's always if you do a straight line on the side, you should do a curve on the other side. And basically what he means by that is just a contrast. It's not like a color contrast, but just like an opposite. So if you're doing like let's just say like right now on my character, one of the design cues are actually the material contrast. So if I do like a sci-fi kind of part like that, I would probably like which is more uh, like made out of vinyl or something like latex or something like really shiny. I will probably put like a metal or, you know, or something more matte just to contrast in materials. I like to play around quite a bit with that, so you'll overall you'll have like a more defined same thing with detail. I like to do like some high frequency detail in some places, but next to it like a pretty dull kind of surface. I don't like when the models are like too noisy. Like let's just say, I mean, it's a terrific work, super high amount of detail, but the Transformers from the movies, I think they look great, but to me, like it feels they got like way too many parts, and the sad part about it is like, you know, it feels so detailed, but you don't really see it because it becomes so noisy. And I would rather have like a, let's just say like I think it's in the second one, they show you like a Megatron, which you got like some kind of cloak on him, and I think that worked a lot more because you had like a lot more material contrast. You know, got all those really detailed parts, and then you would have like that cloak that would be more flat and a different material, so it creates contrast. But yeah, one of the thing I did for this model, I actually posted and then sculpt on top, just like a traditional sculptor would do. But you know, I work in the video game industry, so usually we always do like T-pose and symmetry, and then after that we desymmetrize. And I just wanted to like try out a new approach. I know it's more crazy that way because you need to redo almost like everything in double, and keeping everything in symmetrical is like it's hard, but yeah, I just wanted to see like how far I could push it without symmetry. And then, you know, the next model I'll do, then I'll probably go back to, you know, like I'm doing in games, you know, like a symmetric pose, but only for certain parts. Like probably only like the the hard surface parts. I will leave the um, the organic part probably like post, because I kind of like, you know, fleshing out the muscles and all from the pose. To me, it's a lot more dynamic and appealing, so, and more fun, of course. Yeah, exactly. Well, actually, now that you mention it, I know that for a while I was like watching I don't know if they're still up, but the videos on the call like control paint, control like a CTRL, you know, like the keyboard key. It was done by Matt. Is it Matt? Not sure. Well, you know, like his website basically, he would put up like small videos teaching stuff about, you know, painting. And one of the things you would actually show, like on purpose, you would actually show like this leaf with I think you would put like color on one side, and in the light you would actually like put a lot of detail. But as soon as like the leaf would actually catch shadow, it would actually have no detail. Like you would put it like super blend. So right there, that was like a nice approach to material contrast. So yeah, it's that's the thing. Like there's like so many ways to play around with that contrast. That it's and once again, it's like part of the fun. You know, like figuring out how you're gonna contrast your stuff. And it doesn't need to be all planned out. You can just figure it out as long as you go. I think it's the whole way of thinking that it's more important than how you gonna lay it out. And it's and then after that, that's I guess it comes like as soon as you start watching your favorite artist online. They you when you stop and you start like really thinking about, why do I find like this artist, so cool, or what I like in his piece. Usually that's when you'll start, learning a lot more. Because another thing is like, and that's something I push really strongly, like at work, is the silhouette contrast. Like even for a static pose or T pose, like I since we're doing a game and usually you see characters from far away, even if you fight with them, like you'll see them like coming in from far away. I think it's super important to have a strong silhouette. And I think once more, really many of the stuff that I really like always got like super strong silhouettes. If you put them like only in with like a black, outline, you would see like how strong they all define. And usually, if you got like a strong silhouette, you'll be able to recognize which character you're looking at only by the silhouette. And to me, that's a really strong design and a successful one. Yeah. But yeah, I don't know what happened to this guy on Control Paint. I think it was like super cool what he was doing for the community, and yeah, it seemed like at some point, I think it was like taking a lot of his time, and he just like tried to monetize what he was doing, and I think that's where it kind of fell apart. Yeah, I just find it sad because he had like something going on like pretty strong. I think like there was like many people going to his forums and all, even like critique or. But yeah, it's now over. But I think the videos are still online, so I think they're still relevant, and it's free, so. Yeah. Actually, I used to work in game. Well, I used to. I'm still working in games. Like I work like I don't know, like maybe 6 years at Ubisoft. I used to work. Actually, I came like back then from the movie industry. I used to work on movie and stuff like that. But I wasn't like doing only characters. I was doing like all types of stuff. And then yeah, I think in 2009 I switched to Ubisoft Montreal, and then I worked on a few games over there for 6 years, and then after that I moved to Activision for 2 years, working on the. I worked like on the latest remastered from the like Call of Duty Modern Warfare, and yeah, after that like I moved. Well, you know, I guess I had like a good chemistry with Ubisoft, so they brought me back in, but this time at Ubisoft Quebec City. So that's where I'm at right now, and yeah, unfortunately, the project I'm working on is still not announced, but yeah, as soon as it becomes official and I'm allowed to tell, then I will. But yeah, I think it's pretty awesome what we're actually able to achieve over there. I think for the first time, I'm with like the strongest team I ever been. Like I don't think like in Montreal I had like such a strong team that I had like right now. It's pretty cool. So, and I think we're like a lot. I think we're like I think we're close to 9, character sculptors, which is like quite a big team. But yeah. Getting a job by doing only one model, I don't know. And that's a tough question because that's the thing. Like sometimes, like depending on the studio, they like to see, what kind of if you're versatile or because sometimes the model you might do, because that's one of the thing. Like usually, like let's just say you want to work at is it 343, the studio that does like a Halo, and you do like some medieval chick. Like that's the thing. Usually studios like recruiters specifically, like they seem to go more like towards someone that would do like something like the games that they do. And having only one model, I don't think that tells you much. I think it would be definitely better to have like more than one. But once again, it's like when we say a model, it doesn't need to be a complete character. I think that's where a lot of people make like the mistake. It could be only like let's just say you're doing like an arm or a hand. I mean, it doesn't mean to be like the whole thing. I think the most important thing is really to have something complete. I mean, or like well done, like with quality, and you spend the time to really do like all the wrinkles of the hand and stuff like that. I think that will like pay off a lot more than having like an average kind of full character, because once more it's always like the quantity, and because like in games, the time it will take you to do something could always be bargained. So I mean, like if it takes you more time to do something really amazing, you will probably be able to get it. But if you're doing like stuff really fast, but the quality is average, then usually it's less appealing for studios, especially like nowadays with like AAA games. I mean, people are just like butchering like if stuff are like not well done, you'll hear about it, and yeah, like everything needs to be super polished, and so yeah, I would definitely aim for quality. But that being said, I know you asked like for one model, so but still I would do like more than one, but like maybe like simpler things, but really well done. Free. Hey, what's up, Volmotion? free skin, human skin alphas. That's a good question. The one I used is actually the one that Jeremy did back at Texturing XYZ. I think they're the best one for skin. But free ones online, that's like, to me it's like pretty hard, for a question, because most of my alphas, let's just say like man, it's like when I started in games, I started like to collect alphas, and in every time I join like a new project, usually like we share alphas and brushes and stuff like that. So pretty much every year or every time that I meet like a new artist, like on a new project, I gather brushes. So, and most of the time I don't have a clue where they're coming from. It's just like when I open up like my light box, that's where I browse for what I need. But yeah, I think like the most badass skin alphas you can find are the one from Texturing XYZ, but they're not free. So I think that's I'll need like to finish this up. Only like 4 minutes left, so I will try to wrap this up. Sorry if I didn't get time for questions. Feel free to ask them again tomorrow if I didn't get the time to answer everything, or like in the chat, maybe like I'll try to catch up. But yeah, definitely if you want your answers not to be forgotten, please feel free to ask me them again tomorrow. And Computer Fighter, I know that you asked like a few questions. They're kind of they're not in my chat anymore. Like if you want to ask them again, feel free. Just before I finish my stream. Cheers, guys. It was a nice session with you. I hope to see you tomorrow. And if not, then have a good rest of the week. See ya.